What's up guys, Collin Coates from Built to Wander. Behind me is the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. We just got our hands on this truck. We're gonna do an overland build on this thing, but before we do that, we wanted to start by doing a review of this truck. You know, it's not been out on the market for very long, and we're really excited about this thing. We've done a few small upgrades, nothing major just yet. We'll talk about those as well. Before we get started, like this video, subscribe to the Driving Line channel, and let's get after it. So like I said, we've got a brand new 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro in the Terra paint color. This color's grown on me. At first, I really wasn't sure what to make of it, but once you get it in the dirt, it actually looks pretty nice. We have made a few small upgrades, but for the most part, this vehicle is pretty stock. So I'm gonna start up front. We're gonna walk around the exterior of the vehicle. We'll talk about some of the upgrades we've made, and then we'll touch on the interior as well. So starting up front, we did replace the factory tires with a set of the all-new Terra Grappler G3 from Nitto Tire. You know I love Nitto Grapplers. I had to try them out, and so far, super impressed. This is the most true all-terrain tire I've ever run. I have a ton of experience with the Trail Grappler, which is a mud terrain. I've run the Ridge Grappler, which is a hybrid terrain, kind of between an all-terrain and a mud terrain. These are almost like a 35 by 1250 for a 17-inch wheel, and this did come with a 33-inch tire from the factory. So we actually increased the tire size, did not have to do any trimming at all. This Terra Grappler G3 is the most versatile tire that Nitto's come out with. It's got a 3 peak mountain snowflake rating, which means that it's going to do exceptionally well in snow and inclement weather. So it's really designed for all 4 seasons, which, given that this vehicle is daily driven in Colorado, that's going to be really, really nice to have. And it still has an aggressive tread block and sidewall, so it's going to do just fine out on a lot of the trails that we have, the high mountain passes, a lot of the stuff that we run in our Jeeps. I honestly think this Tacoma will do just fine on it, especially with the Nitto Terra Grappler G3. So we also added a set of 17-inch KMC Riot wheels. They're black, they offset really nicely. That Terra paint color, they go well with these black fender flares here, and they just create that off-road aggressive look and style that we were after. Now up front, there is a set of 2.5-inch internal bypass Fox coilovers, and the ride's really good. They're really tuned for high speed. I think that the ride got smoother once we switched to the Nitto Terra Grapplers, but overall really impressed with the suspension. There's even some forged upper control arms that say TRD. They're anodized red. All in all, the package does look premium, and it does feel like you're getting a much nicer upgrade with the TRD Pro. All right, so moving up front, one of the biggest upgrades with the next generation of the Toyota Tacomas is the powertrain. This has that iForce Max. It's a 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder engine. It's a hybrid. It features 326 horsepower, 465 pounds per foot of torque. It puts the old Tacoma to shame, and I've driven it. It definitely has a lot more pep in its step. Even with bigger tires, you can't even notice it. It truly is a lot more fun to drive, and I think just both on-road and off-road, it's going to be that much more enjoyable. So that's what that looks like under the hood. It's not sexy by any means, but it is a much needed improvement, and I'm glad that Toyota has gone and done what they've done. The hood has a really nice looking intake on top. It's a pretty aggressive looking hood, and it just really adds to that off-road styling that Toyota was after with the TRD Pro. The other thing I like about this entire front end is it's got some really nice LED headlights, and it has LED lighting integrated into the front bumper and grille area. So it does come from the factory with some rigid lighting. I know Baja Designs is working on some aftermarket light kits that will likely replace these and also be integrated into other areas of the truck, and so we're excited to get our hands on those kits once they're ready. I think they may be a few months out, but I think we can take what they've done from the factory, make it that much better, and of course then have our preference there as well. So Pretty impressed overall with the front end of this truck. It's really aggressive, and again, super stoked on the powertrain as well. You'll notice that this vehicle also came with a roof rack from the factory. It's got the painted black roof line, which again just adds a nice touch to it. Some steel rock rails that actually feel pretty sturdy. They kind of remind me of what comes with like a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, but maybe a little stronger. We have yet to really fully test those out, but I'm sure we will as we continue to build this thing up to do some off-roading. The rear, again, we've got the upgraded Terra Grappler G3s, 17-inch KMCs. This has another 2.5-inch Fox shock with internal bypass. There's also hydraulic bump stops in the rear. I haven't seen that on an OEM vehicle. I think that's a really cool touch. It's something that you can tell they really wanted to push the performance of the TRD Pro off-road, and that's just another example of where they're looking to do that with. So overall, I think exterior wise, the truck looks proportional, especially with these oversized tires. It performs extremely well on road. We definitely need to get out and do some more off-roading in it. We plan to build it up for overlanding, and so we definitely plan to get it out and do more trails with it. But I will say, pretty impressed with the aesthetic of the vehicle. One thing that's really nice is on the side of these taillights, each side there's a button, automatic tailgate. So if you've got your hands full, you can nudge that button, it'll drop the tailgate for you. This truck did come with the spray and bed liner from the factory, which is nice and protects that truck bed. But we also added the impact liner from WeatherTech. This is made of the same material as their premium FloorLiner HPs. It's going to be a bit softer than this spray and bed liner, and it's also way easier to add, and it will protect the truck bed just the same. So instead of having to take your truck out to a shop, pay all this extra money to have the spray and bed liner put in, you can literally order this impact liner straight to your door and drop it in. It goes in within minutes, and it fits the truck perfectly. So they've got obviously these impact liners for different year, make, and models. You put your truck in, and you'll get something that is a perfect fit the first time around. And one thing, like for instance, I like about it is there is a side storage compartment here in the Tacoma, and they made room for that to work with it. So there's no clearance issues. You can open this thing and close it back up, no issue. And as this gets dirty, it's really easy to spray out. And again, just keep the truck bed nice over the years. So really stoked on that impact liner. It's the first time we're using it, and I know we're gonna get a lot of good use out of that. So we'll close that up. Nice black exhaust tips. I think just in general, really pleased with the way the truck looks. Now that we've walked around the outside, we'll go inside and talk about some of those features as well. So starting on the interior, we're going to start with the back seats. First thing you're going to notice is the back of this front seat. So these are the isodynamic performance seats. They literally have shock absorbers in them to improve the vertical and lateral impacts that the driver feels, especially while off-road, so that they can stay more focused on the trail. I will say, I think these are a bit of a gimmick, and I've never felt the need to have suspension seats. And the other thing is, if you come on in, you can see just how little leg room is available in the back here, and that's kind of a big deal. Right now, I even have the seat pushed forward just to show you what the back of it looks like, but if it's more in the position where I'm driving, you can see that there's just hardly any leg room there, and that's going to be a problem. I think there's less than like 4 or 5 inches there. So I'm not too stoked about that. I think it really takes away from, you know, the functionality of the rear seat for having other people with you. But beyond that, I will say Toyota has done a really nice job on the interior. Just the upholstery itself feels quite a bit more premium than the previous model Tacomas that I've been in. There's a 14-inch infotainment screen. I love all the new electronics and the gadgets and the gizmos and the technology upgrades, so I'm pretty stoked about the big screen. I think the cockpit just feels much more refined. It feels like it's finally up to snuff with today's standards, so I really am excited about that. You can see like the stainless, you know, gas and brake pedals. There's just a lot of nice little touches on the interior. Even the headboard has like a premium look and feel to it. There's a sunroof, which I think is really nice. So overall, really happy with the interior of the truck, and I think the only thing that I would say is I feel like the seats are a little gimmicky. One of the other things that we've added from WeatherTech are these FloorLiner HPs. This is the next generation of ultimate protection for the interior of your truck. It's gonna keep this carpet underneath nice for a very long time. Again, this is specifically molded to this truck, so the fit and finish is absolutely perfect. They're made in America. They come out very easily, so they'll be really easy to hose down after a day on the trail where they've attracted, you know, dirt and grime and other things like that. So really excited to have those in here to keep the truck nice over the years. And then you'll notice as I shut the door, we also have these side window deflectors. These will allow us to kind of crack those windows, prevent anything from splashing in, getting into that upholstery, just keeping the interior cleaner. And they also add a bit of a aerodynamic and sleek look. So these things literally snapped in within minutes. I thought they might take a little bit of extra time to install, but again, the fit and finish is just like the floor mats from WeatherTech. I expected them to be perfect, and they were. So excited to give them a try and see what we think of those as well. So there you have it, guys, the all-new Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. Stoked to have this truck and build it into an overlanding machine, and really excited to share our thoughts and impressions on it so far with you guys. Can't wait to put more miles on those Terra Grappler G3s from Nitto Tire. Super stoked with how versatile that tire is going to be and what it will allow us to do with this truck. Also really excited about the few things we added from WeatherTech as well. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the new Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro and some of the upgrades we've already made. And as always, hit the like button if you did and subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, wander on.
Thanks for watching Driving Line. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you'll never miss any of the content we create here. Whether you're into trucks, Jeeps, imports, domestic vehicles, or anything in between, we are here to fuel your passion. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time.